G'day, my name is Stephen Costigan and I'm here to discuss the possibility of reconciliation between Pakistan and India. It's no secret that the relationship between India and Pakistan has remained adverse at best, but where did it begin, and is there hope for the two countries in the future? The way we'll explore this subject will be to first examine why the two countries have been so openly hostile. From there, we will discuss the Kashmir region and the ongoing hostilities that surround them. And we will then discuss the previous attempts at peace between the two countries. And lastly, we will look at what will need to happen before peace is possible and what hope remains for the future. Pakistan and India were forged from the bloody dissection of the subcontinent, and relations have remained between lukewarm and hostile since that time. The initial division arose from the notion of identity, and the fabrication of history post-separation has further distanced these countries which once shared a history. The religious identities and divergent histories have created an identity crisis, where the two viewed their religious and diverse elements of their identities. Religion as diverse elements of their identities. The numerous altercations the countries have shared have only further divided the nations as they struggle to find mutual understanding and over conflicts surrounding the Kashmir region. The Kashmir region remains the most hotly contested regions on the planet. But where is the hostility coming from? The unaffiliated region holds importance to both Pakistan and India, who both feel the region rightly belongs to them. There have been numerous altercations resulting from this, and 4 wars fought over it, including some increased tensions that arose in early 2019 over the same region. Reflecting on this, a neuroscientist and author based in India shared his thoughts on the region. When he stated, "India and Pakistan fighting over Kashmir is like two sons fighting over their father's estate. To them, Kashmir is not a people but a possession. An obsession over possession only brings destruction." While discussions have been begun on numerous occasions as to how to divide up the region, there have been no lasting delegations thus far. Peace talks between India and Pakistan have taken a tumultuous detour at times, but there seems to be a desire from both countries to find some measure of restitution. On many of the numerous attempts at peace, it was the military who had derailed these talks. The most significant of these being known as the Kargil debacle in 1999, which occurred when leaders of both countries met to establish peace and there discovered that the Pakistan military had encroached on the India side of the Kashmir line of control. Both prime ministers were unaware of the action, which illustrated the separation between the military and the civilian governments as well as the aims of each in establishing peace. Beyond this earlier attempt, peace seemed a possibility in 2014 when the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, invited Nawaz Sharif to his swearing-in ceremony. This was the first of any sort of effort to have been extended. Prime Minister Modi, who had never been known to have warm feelings towards Pakistan, broke the ice for closer relations between the two countries. Modi later attended the birthday celebrations of Sharif and his daughter's wedding. Unfortunately, peace talks were doomed to fail as Pakistan's military opposed these proposals that followed. So now let's talk about the future of peace in Pakistan and India. The main barrier between a Pakistan-India peace accord lies in the Kashmir region. Disagreements have abounded regarding how to deal with that region, and wars have been fought. Pakistan has been found on the losing end of these conflicts and has suffered heavy military losses because of it, including the loss of what once was East Pakistan. If restitution can be found between India and Pakistan regarding Kashmir, then peace is possible. As has been stated, this is not a simple issue and will require a lot of dialogue between these two countries in order to resolve peacefully. The second most important hurdle to peace lies in the duality of Pakistan's governing powers. Since its inception, Pakistan has been plagued by an understanding that military and civilian governments are essentially separate entities. The military has imposed coups when they felt it was appropriate and have gone to war during ongoing peace negotiations. For peace talks to be successful and for confidence to be restored in these agreements, Pakistan must reconcile its own government and unify the powers under one umbrella. Nobody is willing to trust an unstable government. Lastly, and most significantly, peaceful dialogue is breaking down barriers. Most notably of late comes in the form of the opening of the Kadampur corridor in late 2019. This corridor is a new entry point that was opened to allow Sikh pilgrims from India to visit one of the most holy shrines in Pakistan. The action is being heralded as a significant one in that it demonstrates the countries coming together with mutual understanding. This demonstrates that the compromises can be forged between these two countries and has been seen as by many with a sense of optimism for the future. Some noted that despite the tensions that arose earlier in the year, this action represented a return to discourse and a thawing of relations between the two countries as they continue to work together toward a more agreeable relationship. Time will tell whether peace may be achieved in this region, but the seeds of change have been planted. While peace talks between Pakistan and India seem to be stuck in an endless cycle of violence and restitution, hope remains. Said one writer, the road to lasting peace between India and Pakistan will prove long and difficult, but it is something that can only be achieved through sustainable and uninterrupted dialogue. Thank you for watching.